Well, good morning to you. Dry skies and a whole lot of sunshine happening our way. More about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Right now this morning, senators pulling an all-nighter trying to pass Trump's massive budget bill before Friday's deadline. We'll take you live to the Senate floor where the voting is happening now. And new laws go into effect today in Minnesota and Iowa. We'll break down the changes. Millions are hitting the road for the 4th of July, coming up the best and worst times to travel. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Tuesday, July 1st, we will head on over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, it's a great morning out there. The sun is finally back.
Yeah,
love to see it.
You're 100% right. We do have a little patchy fog that goes with maybe the next hour or so, and then we're done with that. That gets out of the way. But you've got all those dry conditions out there, and as we hold on to how this all shapes up, we're looking at the possibility of once again getting into that sunshine that's going to prevail. Dry conditions down to our south. We've got some moisture cutting across the northern interior of our state as well. With all that gray you can see out there, that's some light moisture out there. So we're not expecting a whole lot of rainfall when it does happen to occur once we go all the way into Friday, possibly, of course, for Thursday as well. Hey, we're taking a look at what's getting into Eau Claire up there. You can see beautiful sky out there this early morning. Light winds out there, 63 degrees for you. Current temperatures, you go down to the south, La Crosse is at 64 degrees. We're also looking at Viroqua at 60 degrees and 64 for Prairie du Chien. How about this, though? There's a little bit of the fog, knocks down the conditions as we go right into the next hour or so. We're about 4 miles visibility, 5 for Eau Claire. And by 7 o'clock, we're fine. And that beautiful sunshine that Alexandra was just describing, yeah, that's going to be with us all day, all day. All right, highs today, 83 to about 86 degrees for you. You can have all that sunshine. There you go, Eau Claire. Get out and enjoy that as well. Sunny, slightly warmer with seasonal conditions in the low to middle 80s you can see there for you. How about La Crosse? La Crosse has the sunshine as well, 65, pumping up to at least 80 to 85 degrees today. Right on the seasonal mark there, getting into it. So a fantastic day. Some nighttime storms possibly kind of sweeping into the air as we get into Wednesday. You see that cutting into the PM hours there again. And then in the early morning, we may see some of that moisture as you go into Thursday. I don't think it's going to affect your morning commute, though. But once we get in the 3 o'clock hour, showers start to coalesce back again under partly cloudy skies, and eventually more showers and thunderstorm activity coming in for Thursday night. So that's what's happening for you. Have a wonderful day today. Back to you.
Happening now, the clock is ticking for the U.S. Senate. Lawmakers still working through the night to pass the GOP's big budget and border bill ahead of Trump's Friday deadline. As we take a live look inside the Senate chambers right now, senators are still here debating and voting. CBS News' Naomi Ruckham is monitoring the votes for us.
No.
The marathon vote on amendments continued overnight as Senate Republicans raced to pass President Donald Trump's massive spending package.
This is Congress's job, and by God, we ought to do it.
The bill includes an extension of the president's 2017 tax cuts, his campaign promise of no tax on tips, a new tax on wind and solar projects that use materials from China, and increased border and defense spending. But lawmakers in both parties have come out against its steep cuts to Medicaid.
This bill is going to ruin people's lives.
Fiscal conservatives have balked at the latest Congressional Budget Office report that predicts the Senate's bill would add up to $3.3 trillion to the deficit over the next decade. On social media, President Trump pushed to get his one big beautiful bill across the finish line by his July 4th deadline, calling the legislation the greatest and most important of its kind in history.
Republicans need to stay tough and unified during the home stretch, and we are counting on them to get the job done.
Overnight, the president also reignited his feud with billionaire Elon Musk after Musk threatened on X that any lawmaker who votes for the massive bill, quote, will lose their primary next year if it's the last thing I do on this earth. President Trump fired back, suggesting his administration should take a good hard look at government subsidies for Musk's space, internet, and electric car companies, adding there's big money to be saved. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Even if the Senate passes the bill, it still needs House approval, and House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's optimistic it'll reach the president's desk, but he wants the Senate to stick close to the House version. And Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson criticized the bill for adding trillions to the deficit, but he did vote to allow amendments this week. Johnson says that doesn't mean he supports the bill as is.
I was a yes on the motion to proceed to hopefully get Rick Scott's amendment in here, which would save another $500 billion if we stop adding to Medicaid expansion population.
The Affordable Care Act gives states 90% federal funding to expand Medicaid to adults making up to 138% of the poverty level. Wisconsin lawmakers missed the deadline to pass a new 2-year state budget. State funding continues at current levels until a new budget is finished. Lawmakers meet this week to negotiate funding for the UW system, Medicaid, and childcare. Childcare could be the biggest fight. The pandemic-era Child Care Counts program shut down yesterday with no new funding. Governor Evers says he'll veto any budget that doesn't use state money to restart that program. And lawmakers released $9 million to implement Wisconsin's 2023 literacy law. The money will hire 64 literacy coaches for schools with the lowest reading scores. The law requires phonics-based instruction and originally included $50 million. The remaining $41 million goes to the general fund with no guarantee it'll go back to literacy programs. A new proposed program is looking to help food pantries while promoting Wisconsin farmers. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit explains.
The new program would set up grants for local organizations to buy food directly from Wisconsin farmers, creating demand for local produce and addressing food insecurity.
I think that when you are able to provide funding that supports two different sectors, that's a win-win.
Last week, Wisconsin legislators introduced a bill to create the Agricultural Purchase Program. Under the $30 million program, places like food pantries could access grants so they can buy food grown or made in Wisconsin.
It's such a treat to be able to get locally grown, produced foods and to be able to offer healthy options to support their everyday life. It's just wonderful.
Legislators say the program would serve two purposes: reducing costs for Wisconsin families and driving demand for local food producers.
Would be a real boost to all local communities across the state.
Wisconsin Farmers Union President Darren Von Ruden says the legislation comes after a similar program lost federal funding this spring. The Wisconsin Local Food Purchase Assistance Program used federal dollars to pay farmers to produce food for food pantries. Von Ruden says with that program's abrupt end, many farmers have extra product this year they're looking to sell.
Able to get that into the consumers' mouths that really need it the most is something beneficial, not only to the state, but the whole country.
Waldhart says the program would also come at a crucial time for food pantries. President Trump's budget bill could lead to around 90,000 Wisconsinites losing their SNAP benefits, putting increased demand on food pantries.
I just think that this influx of particularly nutritious food would be super beneficial for us.
Reporting in Westby, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, this morning.
We are learning more about the gunman who killed 2 Idaho firefighters in what police call an ambush. Police say 20-year-old Wes Rowley set fire to lure first responders to the mountain, then opened fire. That standoff lasted several hours before he apparently shot himself. Investigators still don't know why.
It's just a really scary thing to think about, and I can't believe what he did. I mean, that is an absolutely disgusting thing to do. You know, my heart goes out to those firefighters' families because I respect law enforcement and firefighters especially.
Those 2 firefighters have been identified as 42-year-old Battalion Chief Frank Harwood and 52-year-old Battalion Chief John Morrison. Brian Kohberger set to take a plea deal tomorrow to avoid trial in his quadruple murder case. That's according to a victim family attorney. Kohberger is accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in their apartment. A source says the deal is that Kohberger pleads guilty to 4 murder counts in exchange for avoiding the death penalty. Flags across Wisconsin flying at half-staff today for a fallen Milwaukee police officer. Officer Kendall Quarter and his partner were shot last week while responding to a call. Quarter died Sunday in the hospital. Flags will also fly at half-staff on the day of his burial. That hasn't been announced. A few new laws going into effect on this first day of July. Iowa becomes the 31st state to ban holding your phone while driving. The hands-free law makes it illegal to hold, use, or watch your phone behind the wheel. You can still use Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, or phone mounts. Law enforcement says this will save lives.
We're looking forward to seeing maybe a reduction in the amount of accidents that are caused by distracted driving. That is one of the leading causes for accidents. It is a change, but it's a change for the good.
Despite going into effect today officially, Iowa will only issue warnings now through New Year's Eve. And a new boating law taking effect in Minnesota. Anyone operating a boat or watercraft must be at least 12 with a valid operator's license. The only exception is someone 21 or older with a license must be within immediate reach of the controls.
I think it is a good idea just because a lot of people don't even know what the signs mean.
I think it's worth sacrificing rentals dollars over safety.
You must also have a valid permit and be 18 or older to also rent a boat now. And the Nature Place needs your support after the Trump administration cut its AmeriCorps funding. Tonight's fundraiser combines art and nature to help do that. You'll get to create still life drawings, flower pressings, and work on a collaborative mural. There'll also be art workshops and live music. Tickets are $25 and get you some food and drinks. For the benefit of both fundraiser helps the Nature Place adapt after losing that AmeriCorps funding in April. Fireworks send thousands of people to the hospital every 4th of July. And with the holiday just days away, we asked a UW Health occupational therapist about the most common injuries and how to avoid them. From burns to blown off fingers, the risks are real but preventable.
Typically, these are gotten by either children lighting fireworks or by people holding a firework in their hand where they're igniting them. Sometimes we might even see them from people just trying to do something nice, like picking up firework debris that still is actually alive.
La Crosse Fire and Police are urging the community to leave it to the professionals this year. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Government summer deadlines could shake up the economy. We will explain. And Trump softens his immigration stance for farm workers. And a bologna recall that could be in your fridge right now. Millions of Americans getting ready to hit the road for 4th of July. Coming up, we'll tell you the best and worst times to beat the traffic. And before we go to break, something to put the good in your morning. A man who spent his life giving his community found a way to give one more time after he died. Daryl Thomas's sons arranged, yes, this is money falling from the sky from this helicopter. They arranged it to fly over his funeral, and they dropped money and some rose petals too. Thomas owned a local car wash, and his niece says this was his way of thanking the community for everything they've done for him. And as you start to wake up, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city with the most visited, or this is the most visited city in Texas, that's San Antonio. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to La Crosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's work and sport pocket tees, $10.99. Select Beyond Breeze high velocity fans, $34.99. New at Blaine's, Royal Oak supersized charcoal briquettes, buy one, get one half price. Plus, now through Sunday, we're thanking all first responders and healthcare workers with an
came out. They're called Vitality. They have artificial intelligence, and people have really been hearing better in background noise with them. They're also a lot more clear.
And you can also control it with your phone. So if you want to get more technical, you can make your own adjustments on your phone.
It's just set and forget. They will adapt on their own, or you do have the ability to customize it more for your personal preferences and environments as well.
So stop by the Better Hearing Center and find out more about the new Vitality.
Jolivet Family Farms homegrown goodness. Stop by today for some homegrown raspberries available in the market. Check for availability. Come see all that we have. Kohlrabi, onions, baby red potatoes, carrots, popcorn, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Pischke Motors has been family-owned and operated since 1920 and have you to thank for our continued success. Stop by our dealership in West Salem or La Crosse to find the Ram you're looking for. Get in a Ram 1500 Laramie or Bighorn today. We've got great deals on new Rams right now. When you find the perfect truck, you'll feel it.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to La Crosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
Hi,
right, good afternoon to you. Once again, temperatures are gradually on the rise going today, and as we continue through the rest of most of the work week here, we're going to find ourselves with temperatures in the 80s, possibly in the 90s eventually as we get closer to the 4th of July. Hey, take a look here. Temperatures running from about 83 to about, say, 86 degrees. We'll see plenty of sunshine today, slightly warmer conditions, seasonal average conditions as well. Very comfortable for you from Eau Claire all the way down to La Crosse today. That sunshine continues on as we roll right into it. You can even see that sun was just behind me. You may have seen it just a little while ago. We do have Wednesday rolling in. We have the possibility of some afternoon showers, maybe storms actually kind of working into the forecast by the 9 o'clock hour. So nighttime storms will be another thing here coming back again. We see that as we go through Wednesday night going to the midnight hour. A break as you go into Thursday morning's commute. So a little bit drier there, but more showers and storm activity returns again as we go into portions of Thursday. Your rain forecast, as we go right into it, don't look all, just to say you can look, but don't think there's going to be a lot of rainfall. We're looking at maybe 1/4 of an inch or less in the forecast. La Crosse may not get any at all, and about the same for Eau Claire. You'll get maybe about 1/4 of an inch or less. As we roll right into tomorrow, you got more sunshine again coming into partly cloudy skies to finish the day, possibly into mostly partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. You can see for some locations as we get increasing clouds going into the afternoon. We'll also find ourselves getting into more of this happening as we go through the next few days with increasing temperatures. As you can see, near average conditions, I should say just about average temperatures for us today. Nighttime storms possible for Wednesday, maybe some of that coming in for Thursday as well. The 4th of July pops in the forecast again. And of course, we've got more showers for Saturday, possibly again, and the tapering off by Sunday. Get out and enjoy it and have a wonderful day.
In your morning consumer news, several summer deadlines could shake up the economy and your wallet. Republicans are racing to pass Trump's big, beautiful bill by July 4th. Then next Wednesday, Trump's 90-day pause on tariffs ends, meaning higher prices could be coming. There's also the so-called X date in August. That's when the government could default on its debt. And the president is softening his immigration crackdown for farm and hotel workers. Trump says his administration is creating temporary passes for certain workers, giving employers more control. The president admits his current policy is a problem that's hurting farmers and the hotel industry. More than 143,000 pounds of ready-to-eat bologna being recalled this morning. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says the recall from Gazer's European-style provisions is due to a misbranding issue. The various bologna products have beef, pork, or chicken material not declared on product labels. The items were produced between March 20th and June 20th of this year and distributed nationwide. July 4th travel will be one for the record books, with AAA estimating more than 72 million people traveling 50 miles or more this week. The good news is prices at the pump are dipping. Jen Sullivan has details on the best and worst times to travel this week.
As our nation gets ready to celebrate Independence Day, travelers are being warned to brace for heavy traffic on the roads and long lines at airports. AAA estimates more than 72 million people will travel 50 miles or more this week. That's a new record.
Part of the reason for that is because July 4th falls on a Friday this year, so that gives people that long holiday.
AAA spokesperson Kellen Howell says the group started recording July 4th travel from June 28th, as many people took the entire week off for the holiday. They estimate most people will be driving to their destination, with roughly 62 million people on the roads.
If you're leaving after 11 a.m. or after lunchtime, you are very likely going to sit in traffic.
The busiest road travel times will be Wednesday, July 2nd between noon and 9 p.m. and Sunday, July 6th between noon and 6 p.m., according to INRIX, which provides transportation data. If you're flying this week, TSA recommends arriving to the airport early. 18.5 million people are expected to fly between Tuesday, July 1st and Monday, July 7th. Here's the good news. Gas prices are down.
Gas prices are much lower than we have seen in recent years, about 20 cents lower than they were this time last year.
As of Monday, the average price for a gallon of regular gas was $3.19. That's 3 cents cheaper than a week ago.
That's a look at your consumer news. We will send it back over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
All right, we're going to see here, back to the water vapor imagery. I want to show you this again. Dry conditions pretty much settled across our south here. You can see La Crosse is getting kind of swiped with that. So dry conditions. We're all actually looking at very comfortable conditions as well as we get into it with a little bit of dew points that are mostly going to be in the 60s for us today. So that's quite comfortable. We do have a little bit of humidity growing as we get closer into the week. You see all of that down to the south. That's eventually going to work its way up. We'll go into the 80s and the 90s over the next couple of days, so prepare yourself for that. We'll also find ourselves getting into very dry conditions today. You see nothing on the radar right now until I open it up, and we can see a lot of moisture on the East Coast. Now, I've also punched this up all the way up to the next 12 hours. So this is happening 12 hours from now, as you can see. A lot of rainfall on the East Coast, and that's going to actually cause some more flight delays. Yesterday, they had some mistakes. They really should not have pushed that those closures for a lot of airports going towards New York yesterday, but unfortunately, you try to play the game and make sure people are safe, and that's what happens. So you're going to see a lot of that moisture down by the Gulf as well, going towards the Miami area and then back over to the Bahamas. Drier conditions for the East Coast as well. A few thunderstorm activities kind of rolling in over Texas as well. As we get into it, the highs today mostly going from 86 down to 83 degrees, so get out and enjoy that if you can. Plenty of sunshine today. We'll call it sunny skies. Of course, you want to mow your lawn. Good chance for that happening today. Unfortunately, that's not the temperature today. We're going to roll into 83 to 86 degrees. We'll also be picking up temperatures as we go through the next few days as well, holding on to the possibility of 70s. Then the 80s come back into the picture, and those continue on as we finish out going all the way through Tuesday. Clearing skies again for tonight. Then as we go into Wednesday, we'll see a few clouds trying to sneak in. We'll take it into mostly sunny skies for the better part of the day, possibly increasing to partly cloudy skies, because once you get in the 2 o'clock hour in the afternoon, you've got showers and thunderstorm activity sneaking in. By the 4 o'clock hour, well to our north, but then it starts to move a little bit closer as we go right in towards Eau Claire, as we go into the nighttime showers and storms, picking up by Ladysmith now with a little storm activity there, and then sweeping out of the region. Light showers come back again for 1 o'clock in the morning for Eau Claire. Not much happening for La Crosse, by the way, but you see a few showers popping through the picture. Once we go through Thursday, you're seeing some more of those afternoon showers popping through the region, and you can see them continuing on between Eau Claire, Black River Falls, Sparta, Volkfield, as well as Wisconsin Rapids. Big time storm activity again in the 11 o'clock hour as we close out to midnight. You can see that continuing on. As far as temperatures for tomorrow, you're looking at more of those 70s and 80s again. Temperatures bump up a couple of degrees here and there. We'll find ourselves with temperatures getting into, again, for Eau Claire, holding on to those 80s, those middle 80s. Rainfall is not a lot, not abundant. We're looking at maybe a quarter of an inch or less in the forecast, and Eau Claire may not even pick up that. You'll see as we go right into Friday and Saturday, maybe higher amounts of rainfall popping into the picture, but most of that is nighttime storm activity. Highs for Wednesday, you're looking at mostly sunny skies and above seasonal average temperatures, getting up to near 90 degrees, around 89 degrees. Those 90s roll back in by Thursday, though, and of course you can see the possibility of, again, those highs rolling in. Friday for 4th of July, you're looking at upper 80s to around the low 90s again in the forecast. And as we carry over into your next few days, this is what I have for you. Again, increasing temperatures as I showed you before, holding on to the possibility of next week cooling down local temperatures back to the middle 80s and near seasonal averages. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Still ahead, a controversial project working to create DNA out of nothing. We'll tell you how scientists plan to achieve this and why they say it could save lives. And the Senate is still battling over Trump's massive budget bill. It's coming down to the wire. We'll tell you which Republicans could kill the deal after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up at the Blitz, Legion baseball action, plus some updates on NBA free agency.
July savings are going on right now at Home Furniture. Buy more, save more with up to $500 in instant rebates. Get this sofa for just $8.99 or this dining set for $11.99 after rebate. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Home Furniture.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
fantastic savings for the 4th of July at Menards. All after 11% rebate. Save big on snacks and beverages. Get hot deals on grills, fire pits, and outdoor furniture. Enjoy endless outdoor fun with pool toys, yard games, and bug control. Plus, save big on patriotic landscape lights, caps, and t-shirts. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Stop in today and save big for 4th of July get-togethers at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Rotary Lights' mission is to help feed the hungry in the Cooley region. Help us meet that goal by donating at our Food for Fridays events this July. Donate non-perishable food items or cash at these 2 locations on these dates. All proceeds benefit the Hunger Task Force.
News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to Blitz. As the calendar has flipped to July, plenty of Area Legion teams well into their season. Loggers and Steam were both on the road yesterday, so Post 52 playing host at Copeland. Lacrosse took game 1 6-2. Bangor trying to salvage a split. First inning, interesting play here. Runners on first and third, runner on first steals. Eli Tucker smokes one to center. It's caught. Throw goes back to first to get the double play, but the ump says the runner tagging from third beat the throw, so Post 40 goes up 1. And from there, really, neither team taking advantage with runners in scoring position. Some good pitching on both sides. Each squad would play one more run, meaning Post 40 goes on to take the nightcap. 2-1 is the final. NBA free agency is officially underway, and one of the biggest moves of Monday was Brook Lopez, as he is now a Los Angeles Clipper. The deal for 2 years at $18 million. A 37-year-old big man averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks per game last season with the Bucks. Lopez was a huge piece in that 2021 championship run and leaves Milwaukee as the team's 4th all-time leading three-point shooter with 826 of them. And after coming to deals with Julius Randle and Naz Reid, Minnesota will not be home to Nickeil Walker-Alexander any longer, as the T-Wolves and Hawks performed a sign-and-trade for 4 years and $62 million. Minnesota gets a 2027 second-round pick and cash. Nickeil Walker-Alexander is just one of 5 players who appeared in all 82 games the past 2 seasons. And other free agency news, the Bucks ink deals with Kevin Porter Jr. and Taurean Prince. Luka Garza's time with the T-Wolves comes to a close as he is off to Boston. And how about Nigel Hayes, the former Badger who just won a EuroLeague championship while being named the MVP, is back in the NBA. He's headed to Phoenix on a 1-year fully guaranteed deal, the amount not yet stated. And another one to note, Gary Trent Jr. also back with the Bucks, 2 years, $7.5 million. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
Fudge could be so dandy. Pop in to Valley Fudge and Candy.
Right now, you're busy taking care of the people you love. Let Window World take care of the place you live. Window World, America's exterior remodeler. Improving homes, changing lives.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time one, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Confidence isn't given, it's built. One choice, one moment, one step at a time. How you feel is how you play. It starts with a click. Invisalign.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Yeah!
I never knew fudge could be so dandy. Pop in to Valley Fudge and Candy.
I was just rocking to the beat there for a second. Hey, look at all that sunshine behind me. It's a gorgeous day today. More about that coming up in just a moment.
And right now this morning, senators still pulling that all-nighter trying to pass Trump's massive budget bill. We'll take you live to the Senate floor where voting is happening. And new laws go into effect today in Minnesota and Iowa. We'll break down the key changes that could affect you. We'll also take a look at 4 new flicks hitting theaters this month. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Tuesday, July 1st. We are celebrating a new month with some good weather. We'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. The sun is out behind you.
It is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And it's going to shine all the way into tomorrow as well, too. We're going to have another day of sunny skies, and then we'll get some shower activity. We'll throw that in there, sprinkle it into a little bit for you. We're also looking at Eau Claire right now, holding on to 63 degrees currently. Feels like 62 degrees. Dew points are, as you can see, around the 61-degree mark. So comfortable. Get out and enjoy it. For folks that are working out and about outside all day, well, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable as well. Hey, current temperatures for you in the 60s. Currently widespread out there. We'll hold on to 55, though, once you get towards Sparta. We're looking at a little bit of fog. We've got maybe another 20, 30 minutes of that, and then it's also going to be out of the way as well. By 7 o'clock, we're looking pretty good there. Hey, we go right into the highs for Tuesday. We'll hold on to tightly grooved all the way from 83 to about 86 degrees. You've got the conditions out of there, sunny, slightly warmer, seasonal conditions as well. Temperatures in those middle 80s. You can see that also for La Crosse today. Right on that tip right there, 85 degrees, looking pretty good. And we're going to increase those temperatures as we go into tomorrow as well. Temperatures will probably bump up to about 88 degrees. Take a look at the rainfall, shower activity, maybe some storm activity as we go right into the evening and overnight hours, as well as it gets closer toward us in the region. And then eventually we'll break it off and go into your morning on Thursday with drier conditions. But some of those showers return back again in the 3 o'clock hour in the afternoon. As we go into the overnights all the way into Thursday night, we're looking at maybe a 1/4 inch or less. Not a whole lot of rainfall headed our way. But of course, I just want to let you know there is some coming. So be advised.
Thank you, Art. Happening now, the U.S. Senate is in the middle of an overnight voter-rama on President Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill. That's the nickname for when lawmakers can offer unlimited amendments, and they are offering a lot of amendments. They're voting on another one right now, taking a live look at the Senate chamber. Amy Kiley reports even after all the overnight debate, it's still unclear whether Senate Republicans can get the bill passed.
I know people are weary.
The Senate could hold a final floor vote today on President Donald Trump's sweeping budget plan. Democrats keep trying to delay it, most recently by proposing dozens of amendments. They say Americans need time to consider their perspective.
This bill steals people's health care, jacks up their electricity bill, takes away their jobs, all to pay for tax breaks for billionaires.
Republicans have a different take.
It addresses military modernization. It addresses securing our border. It addresses restoring energy dominance. It extends tax relief for the American people.
It's still uncertain if the bill will pass. Republicans can only spare 3 votes, and some are on the fence. Senator Thom Tillis says he's a no over his concerns that qualified Medicaid recipients could lose coverage under the bill. Senator Rand Paul says he's worried about adding trillions to the deficit, so he's out. Senator John Curtis opposes newly added taxes on wind and solar energy. It's also unclear how Senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins will vote, since they broke with their party on Medicaid amendments. If the bill does pass, it'll head back to the House, where it faces an uncertain fate.
There's a lot of us on the House side that are worried about with the Senate bill, and I think we'll have a hard time passing.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Senate adopted its first amendment to the bill in the early morning hours today. That bars the use of federal funds for unemployment benefits for people making at least $1 million. And Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson has criticized the bill for adding trillions to the deficit, but he voted to allow amendments this week. Johnson says that doesn't mean he supports the bill as is.
I was a yes on the motion to proceed to hopefully get Rick Scott's amendment in here, which would save another $500 billion if we stop adding to Medicaid expansion population.
The Affordable Care Act gives states 90% federal funding to expand Medicaid to adults making up to 138% of the poverty level. Wisconsin lawmakers missed the deadline to pass a new 2-year state budget. State funding will continue at current levels till a new budget is finished. Lawmakers will meet this week to negotiate funding for the UW system, Medicaid, and childcare. Childcare could be the biggest fight. The pandemic-era Child Care Counts program shut down yesterday with no new funding. The governor says he'll veto any budget that doesn't use state money to restart that program. Lawmakers released $9 million to implement Wisconsin's 2023 literacy law. The money will hire 64 literacy coaches for schools with the lowest reading scores. The law requires phonics-based instruction and originally included $50 million. The remaining $41 million goes to the general fund with no guarantee that it'll go back to literacy programs. A new proposed program is looking to help food pantries while promoting Wisconsin farms. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has those details.
The new program would set up grants for local organizations to buy food directly from Wisconsin farmers, creating demand for local produce and addressing food insecurity.
I think that when you are able to provide funding that supports 2 different sectors, that's a win-win.
Last week, Wisconsin legislators introduced a bill to create the Agricultural Purchase Program. Under the $30 million program, places like food pantries could access grants so they can buy food grown or made in Wisconsin.
It's such a treat to be able to get locally grown, produced foods, and to be able to offer healthy options to support their everyday life. It's just wonderful.
Legislators say the program would serve 2 purposes: reducing costs for Wisconsin families and driving demand for local food producers.
Would be a real boost to all local communities across the state.
Wisconsin Farmers Union President Darren Von Ruden says the legislation comes after a similar program lost federal funding this spring. The Wisconsin Local Food Purchase Assistance Program used federal dollars to pay farmers to produce food for food pantries. Von Ruden says with that program's abrupt end, many farmers have extra product this year they're looking to sell.
Able to get that into the consumers' mouths that really need it the most is something beneficial, not only to the state, but the whole country.
Walhart says the program would also come at a crucial time for food pantries. President Trump's budget bill could lead to around 90,000 Wisconsinites losing their SNAP benefits, putting increased demand on food pantries.
I just think that this influx of particularly nutritious food would be super beneficial for us.
Reporting in Westby, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now, this morning.
Flags across Wisconsin flying at half-staff today for a fallen Milwaukee police officer. Officer Kendall Corder and his partner were shot last week while responding to a call. Corder died Sunday in the hospital. Flags will also fly at half-staff on the day of his burial. A few new laws go into effect today. Iowa will become the 31st state to ban holding your phone while driving. Keep that in mind next time you drive through. The hands-free law will make it illegal to hold, use, or watch your phone while behind the wheel. You can still use things like Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay. Law enforcement says the move will save lives.
We're looking forward to seeing maybe a reduction in the amount of accidents that are caused by distracted driving. That is one of the leading causes for accidents. It is a change, but it's a change for the good.
Despite going into effect today, Iowa says it'll only issue warnings throughout New Year's Eve. And a new boating law taking effect in Minnesota today. Anybody operating a boat or watercraft must be at least 12 years old and have a valid operator's license. Someone 21 or older with a license must be within immediate reach of the controls as well.
I think it is a good idea just because a lot of people don't even know what the signs mean.
I think it's worth sacrificing rentals, dollars over safety.
You must also have a valid permit and be 18 to rent a boat now. In your morning medical news, the Supreme Court is forcing lower courts to reconsider transgender rights cases. The justices tossed out several rulings that favored transgender Americans on health plans and birth certificates. This follows the court's blockbuster ruling this month upholding a ban on gender-affirming care for trans youth. The decision could allow states to exclude transgender care from state health insurance plans. Work is underway on a controversial project to create DNA from scratch in what's believed to be a world first. The Synthetic Human Genome Project aims to create the building blocks of human life. Researchers in Cambridge say they're looking to protect people from health problems and generate disease-resistant cells to restore damaged organs.
Well, I think the sky's the limit. We are looking at therapies that would hopefully improve people's lives as they age and lead to healthier aging with less disease.
Critics fear the move could lead to designer babies or even biological weapons, but the world's largest medical charity funding the research says it could speed up treatments for incurable diseases. And now we'll check back in with Art. He's got an update on our forecast.
Okay, once again, hey, that sunshine, it's still there. It's still looking great, and it's fantastic out there as well. Get out and enjoy. Go for a nice little walk this early morning. The fog should be out of your way by then. You are looking at, again, good-looking skies, not only in Eau Claire, but La Crosse today. Slightly warmer today expected as well. Temperatures will bump up into the mid-80s, and eventually as we go into tomorrow, we'll hold on to upper 80s and the 90s, followed by Thursday. Rainfall potential, we'll see that later on tonight as well, picking up. As you can see, more of that coming up from the north and eventually kind of sagging down towards Ladysmith and Eau Claire. By the time we get into the overnight hours, it backs off, so we're drier in the morning for Thursday, and then it comes back again around Thursday in the PM hours around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, highs for going into for rainfall going into Thursday. We're looking at least maybe a quarter of an inch expected over the next couple of days, or next few days, I should say. And La Crosse may not pick up anything out of that, believe it or not. You have more sunshine tomorrow, as you can see that rolling in there in your forecast for La Crosse. Temperatures in the middle 80s. I suspect we'll get up to the upper 80s to around 88 degrees possible for La Crosse. We'll also see Eau Claire picking up temperatures going towards those mid to upper 80s as well in the forecast, and a whole lot of sunshine, becoming partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds. We'll roll right back into it as we go through again for today. Sunny skies, nighttime storms potentially for Wednesday, as I showed you. Some PM storm activity coming back again for Thursday. 4th of July on Friday, you've got that coming in. Of course, with Saturday and Sunday, you've got some shower activity, storm activity for Saturday, and then backs off as we go through Sunday morning, and eventually we're drier going into Monday and Tuesday. Back to you.
Coming up in your Morning Buzz Report, new month, new movies. We'll take a look at 4 flicks set to hit theaters later this month.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
4th of July savings are going on right now at Home Furniture. Buy more, save more with up to $500 in instant rebates. Get this sofa for just $8.99 or this dining set for $11.99 after rebate. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Home Furniture.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis.
We're really excited about our new hearing aids that came out. They're called Vitality. They have artificial intelligence, and people have really been hearing better in background noise with them. They're also a lot more clear.
And you can also control it with your phone. So if you want to get more technical, you can make your own adjustments on your phone.
It's just set and forget. They will adapt on their own, or you do have the ability to customize it more for your personal preferences and environments as well.
So stop by the Better Hearing Center and find out more about the new Vitality.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% solar tax credit could end in 2025. If you want to install solar on your residential or commercial property and receive this tax credit, call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
This 4th of July at Home Sleep Express, raise the bar on your sleep and get up to $500 off and a free $300 shopping cart on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses. And pay no interest for 5 years. Plus, get free delivery and setup. The Tempur-Pedic 4th of July sale at Home Sleep Express.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, let's get into it here as we go into it. Dry conditions expected as we go through today. You see all that brown out there? That's right by La Crosse going towards Chicago. Yeah, that's dry air currently. So we're going to be dry. We're also going to be sunny. And, of course, local temperatures are going to feel a lot better on your skin today. High pressure is building not only along the west coast, but the east coast still out there over the Atlantic. And we're holding on to hot and hazy conditions down there. Warm conditions starting to work its way closer toward us here as well. We've got the mild well up to our northeast, and in fact, you can see the cool out there in Canada for Canada today. How about this, though? We'll roll right back into it. Dry conditions expected today, not much happening. But you take a look here, and I'm pushing this all the way out to the next 12 hours for the East Coast. Rainfall will be working up along the East Coast there, also from the Gulf extending up into New York and beyond into Boston as well, and then into all through the Northeast. We'll also see as we get into it here, rain and storm activity. You can see it rolling through Pennsylvania in 12 hours from now, where they're going to be picking up some pretty decent storm activity all the way into Virginia as well. So this is going to cause more delays today, more so than what you've had yesterday or had to contend with yesterday or saw yesterday. You've got some activity going on the Gulf as well, so please be careful if you're heading that direction. And if you're going to the West Coast, looking pretty good. Dry conditions out there. Of course, we have fire hazards that are down there in Southern California. High temperatures today in the 80s, I would say widespread, but it's mostly 83 to about the middle 80s in the forecast. You got the green light familiar lawn today. You're looking at temperatures I mentioned before, 83 to about, say, 86 degrees. We'll also hold on to the forecast today as you roll right through it here. Not much happening today except for the sunshine and those 80s popping in the picture. We go into the overnight hours, clearing skies for you. Then we pick up again as we go all the way into the overnight hours with some extra cloud cover sneaking in, taking us from those clear skies to mostly sunny skies. And eventually as we roll right into the morning hours, you're looking at rainfall coming into the north, and that gets a little bit closer to Ladysmith with storm activity getting closer towards Eau Claire as well. We'll see that continue on as we go in the 4 o'clock hour. Most of the storm activity is to our north, but eventually it gets closer. You can see it getting into the evening hours, and eventually it starts to push through by the 10 o'clock hour with those nighttime storms coming back again. They continue to push through the region from, again, from the north, working to the southeast out of the region. And in fact, as they do, we see some light showers popping in, but we still stay dry for La Crosse. We'll take it into Thursday, and you see right by the 3 o'clock hour, more showers and storm activity popping through. They really begin to pick up as we go right into the midnight hour as well. You see that really from Eau Claire all the way to Black River Falls, Sparta, and Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin Rapids, I should say. And of course, that continues on all the way through the midnight hour. We'll take it into account the next few days here, as I mentioned before. If you want to see what the 4th of July is going to be like, well, this is what it's going to look like. You're looking at conditions to warm up for tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. This is 4th of July. You're looking at a 60% chance of showers on Saturday. They break down, and only some morning showers coming in for Sunday. Looking pretty good for everybody.
Hollywood is bringing some of its potentially biggest summer blockbusters to theaters this month. Rick Damigella has the trailers for us.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Dinosaurs stomp back into theaters ahead of the 4th of July weekend with the arrival of Jurassic World Rebirth. The 7th movie in the Toothy franchise finds Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali on yet another secret research island with even more dangerous prehistoric creatures than in previous films.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
July 11th sees the arrival of James Gunn's Superman. The highly anticipated beginning of the new DC Universe franchise stars David Corenswet as the Man of Steel, Rachel Brosnahan as news reporter Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as the villainous Lex Luthor.
This summer, when we need a hero, look up.
I think I just smurfed my pants.
Those familiar little blue characters head back to theaters in Smurfs. The live-action CGI hybrid features an all-star voice cast, including Rihanna as Smurfette. The Smurf is on July 18th.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
And on July 25th, Marvel's First Family flies into theaters in Fantastic Four: First Steps. The latest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe pits the team against Galactus the Planet Eater and stars Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Eben Moss-Backrack. Getting refills of popcorn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Loretta is turning 88. She loves to spend time with her friends and family. Happy birthday, Loretta. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less after the break.
During the July 4th sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $200 on select Sealy Posturepedic mattress sets. Hurry in early for the best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 30.
The best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the board store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the board store home improvements.
Jolivet Family Farms Homegrown Goodness. Stop by today for some homegrown raspberries available in the market. Check for availability. Come see all that we have. Kohlrabi, onions, baby red potatoes, carrots, popcorn, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Hey, Dominic here. We always get asked, what do you have for ground pork? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4: Bavarian sausage, breakfast sausage, Italian, and pork. First, you need ground pork, preferably from a local meat shop. Mix in 2 to 3 teaspoons of seasoning per pound, make into patties, and cook thoroughly until done. All 4 of these choices will make great tasting sausage patties, and they're low in sodium. Get these seasonings and more at the outlet store. And it's time to pig out.
During the July 4th sale at PM Sleep Center, you'll save up to $600 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Hurry in early for best selection. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
Call Hupy and Abraham. They really do mean business.
Welcome back at 6:54. We begin your morning news now with some breaking news. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and state Republicans have reached a budget deal. The bipartisan agreement delivers $1.5 billion in tax cuts and $1.4 billion for K-12 schools. More than $330 million will reportedly go to child care, likely restarting the Child Care Counts program that ran out of funding yesterday. Governor Evers making a statement this morning saying the deal will make a real difference for Wisconsin families. We'll have more on this at noon. And the U.S. Senate, meanwhile, debating President Trump's sweeping budget plan as Democrats try to delay it with dozens of amendments. One amendment passed this morning will bar unemployment benefits for people making $1 million or more. The bill's fate remaining uncertain since Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes.
We're trying to reduce the rate of growth in spending in so many of these different areas. And the main cost driver of the score on this thing is we're trying to avoid a massive tax increase of about $4 trillion.
This bill steals people's health care, jacks up their electricity bill, takes away their jobs, all to pay for tax breaks for billionaires.
If the bill does pass, it'll head back to the House where it faces an uncertain fate.
All right, take a look at what we got going on for you. Sunny skies abound today, holding on to temperatures in the middle 80s or, of course, down to 83 degrees. Night storms coming in for Wednesday, but that sky is going to be nice. Mostly sunny conditions expected, turning into partly cloudy skies for you. Thursday, you have some nighttime storms rolling in, just starting around the 3 o'clock hour, and then it really begin to ramp up going into the evening hours. We're also looking at Friday for the 4th of July, looking pretty good. Temperatures around 92, but we could see nighttime storms coming back again for Friday night. How about this? Saturday, you've got a 60% chance of shower activity, and of course, you can see storm activity will be a part of that as well. Stormy conditions. Some of that will be in the morning for Sunday, but looking pretty nice with temperatures tapering down all the way in the beginning of next week. Back to you.
All right, looking a lot better out there, Art. We're happy to see it. Thank you. Thanks for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, 4th of July holiday is just around the corner. Many Wisconsinites will be celebrating with family and friends. Hear how one law firm is teaming up for some free rides.